Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Just Glue It Down. Today I'm gonna show you how I make my crepe paper rosettes. I had a few people comment lately that they have a hard time with them, theirs don't turn out, and thought that mine looked nice. So I just thought I would show real quick how I make mine. I'm sure there's a ton of other videos of people showing the exact same thing, but I'm just going to show what I do. So my little ones, I've been gifting them a lot lately, and I don't put the round circle punch on them when I gift them. I just gift them like this so that whoever I've sent them to can do whatever they want. And I don't like it for myself because I never really know what I'm going to do with them, so I don't always want that circle showing, and I can always just add it, and so can whoever I've been sending them to. I make my small ones, they're, I guess, kind of chunky, thick. I use 2 strips and then fold them in half, so they have 4 layers on them. And my big ones are 2 layers, and I cannot master the folding them and using the staples, so I actually sew mine too. And I kind of don't really like the way the staple looks, even though it's always covered up. And I like my bigger ones to be a little thicker than 1 layer, so that's why I do mine the way I do them. So I'm just gonna move this out of the way and I will show you what I do. So I usually just cut my crepe paper to 32 inches. I don't know why 32, it's just what I do, and I think mine turn out fine. And then I fold it in half, which it won't all show, but this one was 32 inches and I folded it in half. And then this is the folded end, and I don't know why, but I always start there. And I just fold them up in half. And normally when I'm making these, I'm sitting in front of the TV, and I will cut a ton of them and just fold them all at once. Like one night I'll fold them, and the next night I'll sew them, and then the next night, or whatever night, I will tie them all together. So you just fold it in half, and I'll show one more time. So I just put my fingers there, and I just kind of use my hand and finger. Fold them in half. So that's all I do. And then also the label fell off this thread, but I get it at Joann's, and it's a little bit thicker than regular thread, because I would go to tie mine and my thread would keep breaking, and it was driving me crazy. So I just buy this thicker thread. If you go to Joann's, you can see that it's thicker. I don't know if it will focus. It's just thicker than regular thread. Like, it's not super thick, it's just a little bit heavier duty thread that I use. Regular thread will work, and you can probably double it up, but I just like this thread. And I also use this needle that's longer. It's the package said it was for doll making, and probably a regular needle only goes, I can't tell if you can see, only goes to there, but this one is a bit longer, and I'll measure it for you. It's right about 3 inches long, and I like that because I can fit a whole rosette on here when I'm putting the needle through it. So anyways, I take the crepe paper that I folded, and I don't know why, but I always start at the folded end, and I always go down first. I'm sure it doesn't matter, but then this piece on the right side will be my back, so that's just how I keep it straight. And I just keep feeding it back and forth like this, and I push it up, and I try to get it about the same distance. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as you make them, you get better, and then they do end up a lot more even. And you can see it just keeps folding up on the needle. And usually when I make these, which I haven't had to make them in a long time because I literally have a huge box of them, but when I do make them, I'll make like 25, 30 of them at a time. So I just keep folding it up. And you don't want it to be too close together. I'm probably doing, I don't know, between an 1/8 of an inch, no more than that, 1/4 of an inch. In between, and then I just move it down my needle a little. I don't move it like too far down because then it's stretched out, and I don't know, I just don't like it. You can do obviously whatever's most comfortable feeling to you, but I just keep going back and forth. My needle. A little needle, a regular needle will work also, but I like this longer one because, like I said, I can fit a whole rosette on it. And I did look last time I went to Joann's at Needles, and they have even longer ones, and they have really thick ones. And you don't want it too super thick, because then your hole will be too big. And they have super skinny ones, so you kind of just want to find a medium-sized one. So when I get to the end, and like I don't feel like there's enough at the end to put my needle back in, plus it would be facing up, and I want the last one to be facing down, just like how I started over here. So my where I started and ended are both facing the same way, and then that will be the back of it. So when I get to this point, I will push it together, give it a little squeeze, and then I'll pull the crepe paper down onto my thread. And my crepe paper has been sitting in my craft room, and it's damp in here. I haven't had the dehumidifier, so my crepe paper is, I guess it's not as dry as normal. You pull that out and you can at least see the stitch lines. So I will do that, and then I will push it all the way to the end, and I've made it. I usually make a pretty decent knot down there so it doesn't come off. And so I will push all that down, and then I will do another one, which I'm going to do, this one I haven't doubled, and this I would use for the big one. But again, it's 32 inches long, and I've just folded it in half. And I do the exact same thing. I poke it in. These ones are a little harder for me to hold on to sometimes, but just keep going back and forth. I wish I could get the hang of just folding them and stapling them, but mine turn out all wonky. They do not look nice at all. So, and I don't mind sewing them. Just keep doing it till I get to the end. This is where I wish we were allowed to play some music, because it's so quiet. And even here, I could go down, but then when I bring it back, there's not very much left there. So I will just leave that piece, even though it's long, and afterwards I'll just trim it off. And then again, I just pull it off the needle onto the thread. And like I said, I would normally have, I get a pretty long piece of thread, and I'll put 10, 12 of them on one piece of thread, but I'm not going to do that today. And then later I'll go back and tie them. So I always tie a knot on the end, and I would have a whole string of them. So I just go to the end and I grab this knot. I don't know how well they're going to tie, because like I said, they've been sitting in my damp craft room. And then I just pull them. And then I try my best to figure out where the back is and pull the string to the back. It doesn't always work, but I do give it a shot. And then I also, there it goes. I will tie the knot 2 or 3 times. And then I just snip the excess string, and I then tie it off where I just cut it. And sometimes you have to go in and just, like, this is creasing funny because I think it is a little damp. Sometimes you have to play with it a little bit. And this one, I'm sure you can see, it's not as perfect as like this pink one is super close together. But that's okay. You can just put that piece of paper on it, the round circle decorative paper, and usually you're gluing something over them anyways, so that little bit of a gap doesn't matter. But this one I would keep for myself. But I would gift this one to someone because this one is perfect. They do take a little practice, but they're not too bad. So here's the big one I sewed, and again, I tie a knot and I pull it together, and I try to find the back. Sometimes you have to, like I like them super tight, so sometimes you can't pull the string to the back, but it doesn't always work, and it just ends up in the middle. Just snip it off. And these bigger ones, when you do them this way, you do have to play with them. I just kind of stick my finger in where they're not perfect, and I just adjust them. And then here's that big chunk in the back. Sometimes I leave it, but you can just trim that off too. And then sometimes I even smush them down, the big ones. I smush them down a little bit. But that's it. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below, and hopefully this video helped you. Okay, I hope everyone's having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.